Oh, there we are. Here we go. Come on now. Woo. How's the audio? Let's see. Seems kind of weak. Some weak sauce audio here. Check 1, 2. Check. Some weak sauce here. Whew. All right. Let the beard go. All right. How's everybody doing? Oh, yeah. Here we are. Let's get things started, shall we? First of all, where's my coffee? Because that's important. Here we go. How's everybody doing? Intriguing title. Yes. That'll get them watching. So, progressive viewer gives me $2. Here's the future. Yes. So to answer the first question, why am I uploading videos from 3 to 5 years ago? If you're new to the channel or you haven't really paid attention from 6 months ago, which you probably won't, is hundreds of my videos from years ago were removed because I had 2 strikes on my channel. So I have all backups of them, and I don't want those hundreds of videos to go to waste. So I'm just uploading them, not for views, not for anything else. It's just to have that library on YouTube. So that's pretty much the answer to that question. I'm down to usually every weekend I spend a good hour and a half editing those videos, getting rid of the music off them, and and uploading them on YouTube for the week, 2 a day, which makes things easier. I upload them around 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. in the morning, so it doesn't technically bother people. So it still continues the library, and instead of me posting like 10 of them a day, I do 2 a day and go from there. I only have like 100 more to go only, but I got that many to go, which shouldn't be too long in my calculation. If we're doing 2 a day, shouldn't be too bad. Plus there's a bunch of them that are reviews that have already been released. So let's see what we can do with this camera here. Seems like I need to put it higher. I don't know. Hopefully the audio is good. The video just lost me. It's going to grab me again. So what's going on, everybody? We got 70 people watching. Thank you so much to everybody that's supporting the channel, everybody that's hanging out right now. We got 71 watching now, so that's awesome. Love to 69, great number. So we got lots of people here. Great. While we have all of you here, let's talk about pepper the comments below here beside me. Let us know where you guys are from. I'll start the chat. I am obviously from Canada. Tons of snow today here in Ontario where I live. Yeah, Canadian boy. So let's see where everybody else is from. I'd like to see a little bit of New York City. I have almost 60% or 70% of my audience is from the US. So obligatory. I love the US. You see, Texas. There they are. There's my American fan base. Ah, we got a Swede in here. Nice. Yep. Okay, we got a good mix here. We got a lot of Buffalo, yeah, Atlanta. I've been to Atlanta, New York. Of course, I've been LA. Went to go see a Lakers game over there. Boston, Texas. We got the Philippines in the house. We got New Mexico in the house. St. Louis, perfect. Alberta, yeah, it's probably cold in Alberta. Melbourne. I like Canadian beer. Nice. Okay. So it looks like we got a lot of people, Detroit, Portland. So we got, again, my my subscriber base, mostly American, as you can see. Nice to see a little bit of mix here. We got some European and, of course, some Canadians. So we got Singapore, too. There you go. We got some late people coming in. We got 85 people watching. Thank you so much, everybody that's supporting the channel here and coming on to the live chat. As you can see, this is just random live chat. I am in the midst of rebuilding my channel, my brand for you guys, to have something a little more consistent for all of you. Almost have like some sort of scheduling, which will include live videos like this. I don't know yet which day would be best for me. I'm going to mix them up with interviews. I just did an interview. Was it last weekend? Or no, it was 2 weekends ago. So I'm trying to implement them. I've put some money into it, of course, with the mic and everything, but I still got lighting and stuff. And I don't know if this is the room that I'm going to utilize for this. So we'll see what's going on. So obviously most of you have told me or put where you guys are from. Any Center of the Days today? I hope you got some Center of the Days going in. So throw those out there in the comments on the side here. I want to see everybody's Center of the Day. And I'm going to read some of these. Is Hero still alive? Yes, of course. He's doing well. I see Tunes is in the house. So we do have our first fragrance reviewer from what I see. If you are a fragrance reviewer, let us be known and plug your channel here in the live chat if you wish to do so to get yourself some subscribers. You can purge from my subscriber count, but I do want a quarter for each subscriber that you get. So Canadian quarters are fine, but I'll take American ones too. So set of the day. I'm trying to remember what I wore today. Usually I wear something in the morning and I wear something at night. Oh, I wore Prada's Alum today. Was my scent of the day. So yeah, very clean cut, easy to wear, wore it to the office. So that's what I'm going to wear. That's what I wore today. I don't smell it anymore. She's long gone. Oh, yeah, a little bit there. So yeah, Prada, it looks like that Prada has some longevity to her, because I wore that at, when did I spray that? 8 a.m. 8, almost 9 p.m. here Eastern. So that's almost a full 12 hours. Wow. Pretty good for a clean scent. So it's nice to see some testing here on that particular fragrance. So it's nice to see that. And then we got some good membership here. We got 97 people watching. We're looking for, of course, that secret number 100 here, so we can talk a little bit about the fragrance community. Why not? I was going to just put that in the title there and just to get the viewership up, but why not? Let's not let's talk about the topic a little bit, but we're gonna wait till we hit a 100, so we'll see what's going on. There we go. Why is it going to shit? I'll get to that soon. We only need seven new people, and we'll get into it. While I do have you guys here, might as well talk a little bit about the channel here before I get into the main title. And I'm still looking at the live chat, so if you do have anything that piques your interest, you let me know. So as far as the channel goes, if you did miss it, first of all, I asked everybody where they're from and their scent of the day in the comments, as you'll see in the live chat. So don't hesitate to add your 2 cents if you wish to do so. We do have a lot of people in the live chat from the US right now, but we're all over the place, which is awesome to see in the fragrance community. It's always nice to see so many countries being repped while watching my videos. It's really humbling on my end. And my scent of the day is, of course, Prada L'Homme, which was my daytime scent. Everybody's writing their scent of the day today. L'Homme is not Prada's best offering. It's my newest fragrance from the House of Prada. I haven't purchased a Prada in several years. So it's nice to see or test out a new fragrance from Prada. It's in the same vein, but I don't think it's the best from the brand. But again, it's still early in the testing. So we'll see what's going on with that. Yeah, L'Homme's okay. I still prefer Infusion d'Homme. So we'll see what happens with it. So anyway, so let's get to why most of you are here. And I'd love to hear your take on the current fragrance community. How long have you been watching fragrance reviews on YouTube? Obviously. So I'd love to hear your take on that. How long you've been here. You can even put in some of your favorite reviewers, but it would be nice to hear your take. How long have you been here? Because then you'd kind of see how the community has changed over the years. Thumbs down for the beard. Here we go. We got our thumbs down for the beard. That's not good. I'm trying though. Anyway, talking about thumbs up, thumbs down. If you haven't hit the thumbs up here on this live chat, I see only got 9 here. Got 100 people watching. Come on, people. Hit that thumbs up here. I'd like to see a little bit more action on that thumbs up, thumbs down. So we are at 100. Great to see. So as you can see here, we got some people from 2011, 2013, 6 months. Been reviewing for 5, 2012, 2008, 4 years. So as you can see, my subscriber base, a lot of you, of course, have been with me for a long, long time. And I certainly appreciate everybody that's been giving me, of course, that support over the years. So I certainly appreciate that. By the way, go Habs, go. So let's talk about the fragrance community. So is the fragrance community going down to shits? That is the topic of this live stream now. What's going on with our YouTube fragrance community? Well, there's lots going on in our fragrance community. It's a large community now. I often compare it now to we used to be. When I first started, there was only 3 people ahead of me, so I was number 4 in the queue, if you're counting. Now we're down to I don't even know how many we have. We have so many fragrance reviewers. Yeah, well, of course, Jeremy Fragrance will be part of this conversation because he is a large part of the fragrance community, as much as you'd love it or hate it. Some people claim him as not being a fragrance reviewer. And part of me does agree. A large part of me does agree. But he does put a spotlight on our community. All of his videos now, he used to be one of those guys that used to talk about clothing and how to dance and almost like a pickup artist type deal. And then he kind of noticed that his fragrance videos were getting more hits, so he focused on that. So Yeah, well, Jeremy, it's always been the top dog, at least since I've been here. And fragrance reviewers, if you are in the live chat or you're watching it, even my subscribers here, you guys can chime in. It's always been the top dog in the fragrance community as far as um, not even content or quality of content. It's all about your subscriber base. How big that number is makes you the top dog in the community. And what happens then is that everything trickles down from there. So what happens is if you got somebody that's top dog like Jeremy, now for the past few years, is what you see from him is what you're going to get throughout the community. So what you're doing is you're getting copycats. So you're getting a lot of fragrance reviewers that are copying his style. Now there's some positives and some negatives there. Positives is of course the um, I know a lot of people say his editing style is amazing. I tend to disagree with that. He does have some editing skills, and it upped the editing and the community, the people that he drew in as far as reviewers. Those were the ones that influenced the community more in editing them more. So that's the one point. But anyway, going back to the top dog and people, what happens is it's a trickle down effect. So whatever the top dog hypes or talks about, it just trickles down. So what it is that everybody's talking about the same stuff. And that happened way back when. Not as big as it used to, but I remember when Tim Sweatkoff used to be the big dog, or Hero, or myself. I saw it firsthand with my videos, is that I wasn't trying to hype anything. It was just the way my channel goes is the way it goes. If I get excited about something, especially something unique, and I remember one fragrance that I didn't hype, but I talked about, and I said this might be the next hype. It was Hypnose and that was a fragrance that was discontinued at the time, which usually discontinued fragrance, you will know that that won't get any hype because nobody can smell it. Only real frag heads are going to get their hands on it. People blind bought it because I reviewed it and nobody heard of it. And, there's a great nose attached to it. And it's kind of the same thing with Jeremy Fragrances, that, he's hyping the same stuff on his, and the hype that he's doing, or the fragrances that he's talking about, I totally see, like, that's his taste. He's not making stuff up. Like, everything that he's hyped smells exactly the same. Granted, there's no creativity. So it's just all top sellers, but that's what's new. It's all brand new releases, which smell the same way. So that's where the community is going towards. The one thing with the community that, again, you got to look to find what you like. Is the community going to shits? Well, depends who you're watching. And that's the thing. UK frag guys in the house. Yeah, I seen that video of yours that that you're done making videos. Don't I hope you don't give up that easily. But that is, of course, your prerogative. But don't get too thumbed down about collaborations and stuff, man. Half the collaborations I don't get, not comparing me to you, but I don't get invited. It's all good. So don't take that as something. Anyway, well, Eugene just made a video about this. What? I know that he made a video on YADP. Oh, yeah. But again, that's the thing, right? Um, Fragrance reviewers, and a lot of them have, especially someone in my shoes, myself, Stephen Red Essence, that do have, a larger subscriber base. It's very easy to find what works and what doesn't on YouTube. So some of them just ignore or don't do the type of videos that they know is not going to help them improve in subscriber base. So, you're not going to pan a fragrance even though you hate it, because you're going to lose a couple hundred subscribers. So that's a real reality now. And some people have judged reviewers that way. They're too nice and things like that, and that's the reason why. If I look at my analytics from time to time. I gave a negative review on YEDP. I got a sample of it. It wasn't overly negative. Like, I wasn't bashing it. I did say it was pretty bad. And that's my opinion. That's what my channel is all about. It's about my journey. And I lost subscribers on it, but it's not, as a fragrance reviewer, it's no skin off my nose. I'm not here for numbers. I'm not here. I don't have a board that says this is how many subscribers I need to do. This is how many videos I need to do. These are the fragrances I'm going to buy because I want views. If I want views, I need to buy the brand new designer releases. Well, I'm not going to spend $140 on YEDP. I rather, I get stuff like this. Let me get it. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me try to get it in there. This is Fahrenheit Summer. Not going to get hardly any views because it's been discontinued for so long, so hard to find, but that's what my YouTube channel is about. It's about my journey, and that's the way I built it, and I've never changed it. But if I'm looking at views, that $100 that I spent on that, and that's how much I spent on that Fahrenheit Summer, and I'm so excited that I finally got it. But that's me and my journey. That's my excitement. That behind the camera, if there was no camera, that's what I would buy. I wouldn't buy YEDP. I wouldn't. But people are buying it for their channel, so they utilize it as a business, as they should. And people get upset on fragrance reviewers that they are treating it more as a business. Now there's t-shirts and stuff like that. Listen, guys, nobody bashed Al from Street Sense when he had t-shirts and coffee mugs and stuff like that. Nobody went after him. And granted, Al, he's a businessman, but at the same time, he's very genuine about his craft. He absolutely loved fragrances. So nobody, he wasn't selling it as such. So anyway, let's get to some questions here, to please yourself. Okay, wait, let me go back. Holy shit, I missed a lot. Let me see if I can just go back and start. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I rabble on these. Ask you questions. Would you ever buy Jeremy's fragrance that he's making? So this is honest to truth. Great question, and I'm not going to dodge it. It's a great question, and I won't. There's multiple facets why I won't. The one thing is it's from a nose that is mostly known for designer releases. So I'm looking at price point versus what Alberto has done in the $160 range to $200 to $300, $400 range. Alberto hasn't done anything. Not to knock the guy, but you're looking at his resume and you're looking at price point. I've always done that. I've always looked at how can a perfumier go from mainstream releases. He can do really crappy releases or really low key or least expensive releases, but yet bring up his A game for something else. Like a great perfumier that I can think of is Francis K. Right? He's done some really shitty designer fragrances. I'm not gonna lie. He's one of my favorite perfumiers. He's done Le Male. People hate Le Male, but he's done some really good designer releases, like under $100. However, when you start looking at his Maison Francis K fragrances, it's on a whole other level. Like it's Francis K stepped up like big time. Now, you may not be a fan of his fragrances, but you can't doubt that the quality is there. And it's a huge leap of difference from a $200, $300 Maison Francis K fragrance to smelling a Le Male or a Narciso Rodriguez fragrance from not Jean Paul Gaultier, but Francis K. Same thing with Jean-Claude Elena with Hermes. There's there's a little less difference with Elena. If you really do like his stuff, it really seems that there's not much of a jump from Hermes Essence to Tel Hermes and stuff like that. There's not a big difference, but the quality is there. Like his designer releases for what he does is great bang for your buck. Tel Hermes and all these Hermes fragrances that are not Hermes Essence, but that puts Elena in a different circle because some people think his Hermes Essence stuff is not worth the price because of the transparency or whatever, because there's not that big of a jump. The quality is so good in his designers that you're almost like it's so close that you're just like it's not worth purchasing the Hermes Essence, if that makes any sense. So anyway, going back to Morales Alberto, price point, it's 160, I think. Now jacked up to 400 or 500. He needs one hell of a bottle and packaging for that price. So as far as resume goes, that is, again, you want to give a chance, but again, second of all is there's no samples. Not that ever stopped me before, but that usually that doesn't stop me because of either the brand itself or the resume of the perfumier. I don't mind buying a really, blind buying a fragrance at that price. I don't need to blink. I'll do it. But there's got to be a reason for it. The brand is like a Xerjoff or an Eau de Dove, things like that sometimes. If I can sample better. But anyway, and it comes from a YouTuber. I'm a YouTuber that hasn't really, to be honest, hasn't really embraced the fragrance community. And that is a huge part of the reasoning why. He just hasn't embraced. So like if I do have a friend as a YouTuber, I will try to help them as much as I can. And I've reached out to Jeremy as much as I could. We've had our interactions, which I'm going to keep closed doors because there's some stuff that you guys don't want to hear. But at the same time, that is something, again, good for him, but I won't be purchasing his fragrance at all. Zero. I'm not going to. There's no need for me. As far as my journey goes, there's no need for me. If I was in it for YouTube, yeah, maybe. I'd like to be one of the first ones to review it for views, but I'm not. I don't care. No, there will be none. I won't buy a used bottle. I have no interest. It's like a celebrity scent. Celebrity scents with me, nothing. But there is houses like Kerosene. He used to be a YouTuber. It took me a while to purchase my first bottle, but I got a couple bottles from him now. I purchased Follow just recently, coffee-based scent that I'm going to be reviewing. Awesome juice. Kerosene is doing great things. Very artistic. And the no breakdown of Jeremy's scent just reminds me of a designer release. So why would I buy that if Ciel Sauvage does the same thing or Prada does the same thing for under 100? Why would I pay the premium price? It's like me thinking like Ziorum, right? The Iris in Ziorum. Why would I pay $500 for a great Iris-based fragrance? I don't care how great it is. I got Ziorum that is amazing for under 100. Clean fragrances, and the kind of fragrance that he's building seems like it's the same genre as a lot of these designers. So it doesn't make sense to purchase it. So there's my long-winded talk about that fragrance. And now like the chat's like gone. I don't even know where I am. Wow. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna start from where a Joey Cannolis in the house. There we go. We got another fragrance reviewer. Give me that Dr. Pepper beer. Shit. Um, John's stuff's really, really good. What do I, what do I think would help the community? Um, Honestly, I think the community. I don't see the community as far as the big dogs go right now. We're so young, and I really think the way YouTube's going, I think the big dogs are here to stay. The current format that is working, which is right, short, concise videos of brand new designer releases, hype, hype, hype. Um, you know, really that kind of stuff, which kind of sucks because not everything's all about the brand new release. And it really feels like we're forgetting of fragrances that are great, or even giving fragrances time. Is just who's the next one for the next release. Like that's that new spice bomb. It hasn't even hit stores yet in a lot of countries. And I could just see like in the background, like fragrance reviewers, especially probably like I could name like 20 of them. They're just sweating. I just bought it. Where is it? I need to get this review out. I gotta be the first one. I gotta review it. Like, where's again, that's personally for me as far as a fragrance review. I'm really old school with this stuff, and I really like, yeah, the bulk, right? You know, doing this kind of fragrance reviews in like 1 week and just shoving it down your throat. All brand new releases. It's all great and stuff. And now I just effed up my whole lineup. Where were these? You know, Rushing for the views. Quality's not there. The quality is not there in the fragrance reviews. And anybody that knows me, or any reviewer that knows me, when I do a fragrance review, like I'm working on this fragrance review coming up. I'm probably the last one that has reviewed this in the fragrance community. I got this in the summer, around the summer of 2018. I got it then. I didn't review it 2 days after I got the bottle. So I'm working on it. I'm still working on it. I'm at the end of working on it. But at the end, once I'm happy with what I've written, I go check out everybody's fragrance review on YouTube. That's like one of my last things that I do. And it's not to, steal points or do anything like that. I'm already really fixated on what the fragrance is at that point. First of all, it gives views to the whoever's reviewed it. So I give them views. I give them a like. I give them a comment. I watched all the videos and I'm telling you, there was like 40 videos on this shit. There was a lot. And for a guy that watches or dissects so many reviews on YouTube, the quality has dipped over the years. It's so you can tell, right? You can tell that it's just quick, especially the ones that are, when this was released in 2015, you take a look at the YouTubers that released their videos in 2015. And it's funny because it's the ones that were before Jeremy Fragrance. There was kind of like a lukewarm videos. There were some that really liked it, some that were okay. They were very honest. And then boom, JF did his. And then of course it hit like top 10 videos for the next 10 years for him. And it seems like, oh, there's the twist in the community. Positive, masterpiece, 10 out of 10. And there's again, I'm not saying everybody's a sheeple, but at the same time, there is a few that they state their own thing. And if you're happy, you're happy with the fragrance. I'm not gonna say that everybody that says a 10 out of 10 is wrong. But I don't think it's as great as everybody's saying. Um, yeah, to be a reviewer now, you do need, and there was a point in my journey that I felt like YouTube was the place. And then, when everybody up, especially their editing style, I felt like I had to look back and see, okay, where do I want to go with this? Do I want to pull the plug? Because I can't keep up in regards to, the editing style and stuff like that. I don't have time for that. I find time. The way I'm editing now takes a lot more out of me, out of the videos, but I really like the final product, and I still got a lot of tweaking to do. But other than that, I almost felt like going to written. But if you're visual, you're visual. And no, I'm not drunk. Who's funnier? Ball spare or the cannoli? Cannoli, I'll give it to you, buddy. No more clone houses. Am I going to do any more create your own flanker? Yes. I have two that have been that are completed. The videos need to be shot. I'm not going to tell you which ones, but yes. Yes, I am Canadian. Yes. Called it. What do you have to do to win Fragrance Idol? My Little Pony. You got to ship me a little pony, and then you can win Fragrance Idol 2019. I won't even hold a contest. Only Joey's going to know that one. Everybody else is going to be like, what? No. I'm not. No. No. Yeah, I've already talked about if I was going to purchase Jeremy's fragrance or not. So I'm not gonna. Short answer is no. No, I won't. So again, going back to the community, how are we going to fix this, or do we think it needs fixing? It's just like anything else on YouTube. You're going to get the ones that are going to get high subscriber count or going to drive the community. But again, you can see that in a lot of YouTube is that the ones that drive their communities or the higher sub counts are not always the ones with the best content. So that's one thing to keep in mind is that's going to happen in our community is that you're going to get a lot of the same. And that's not going to change. You're not going to get a guy like Eugene or Christo or someone, a lot of these fragrance reviewers that do deserve a lot more than what they're getting. Even myself, I'm no, I could see that my channel has regressed quite a bit as far as numbers go, because I didn't make that jump. Myself and Steven from Red Adolescence, there was a time that myself, when he was growing, his reviewing style was about the same as mine because I was the top dog at the time. He switched his style. He saw that the style I was riding with was getting old, and it was not getting the views. He shortened his reviews. He changed his style a bit. Right? His reviews used to be 10, 15, 18 minutes like mine. not giving an F on how long they would be. Then he really chopped it up real quick. And that's where he got that style. Brooklyn Fragrance Lover just kind of piggybacked on that, both of them kind of spearheading that kind of look. And here we are. So that's going to stay that way. Guys, like, look at the people that are new to the community, but are familiar faces already, right? You got Big Beard Business. What kind of format is he utilizing? Same as those guys, right? 2 to 4 minute reviews. They're not really reviews. They're really, and it's not about their skill. They're really, again, Big Beard Business is very entertaining. Which is a good thing. It's a really good thing. He's all about his editing. He's all about his catchphrases, and it's a great way to sell t-shirts and keep people entertained, because they'll watch 5 Big Beard Business reviews and not watch someone like me, because you can watch 5 of his before you can see one of mine. Not only that, but Big Beard Business, you will see, all new releases, right? You're going to get all that. And that's where that subscriber count just goes. For me, like, look, what am I reviewing next? I am reviewing Acqua di Gio Profumo. It's not going to get a great review, honestly. So I'm going to lose subscribers there. But that's old as hell. I should be reviewing the absolute version if I have to review something. But then again, am I going to switch my style up that much? And that's where my channel is more about my lifestyle of what's behind the camera. And that's what you're going to get from this channel. So, I don't think about revenue on this channel. It's not about revenue. So, your beard is pretty sweet. Thank you. bigger beard business. Yeah. Cubby. Yeah. Cubby. He was the first fragrance reviewer, actually. Yeah. This fragrance reviewing is usually, from what I've seen, is very short term. I applaud anybody that's been in this game for 5+ years. Guys like myself, Drakdoc, Red Adolescence, Brad, even Joey Cannoli, like, guys like that have been in the game for so long. That is outstanding, because you see so many guys that just either, look, it's time consuming as hell, even more now. You almost need a staff, and the money, of course. Not everybody lives in New York, so you don't have the availability. Like, for me to get niche, I probably, honestly, I probably have the most niche in my house that in a 400-kilometer radius. I am the niche house. There's no one selling niche. I would have the biggest collection of niche fragrances in where I am in Canada. It's not even close. Yeah. But no, and my title is kind of clickbait. The fragrance community is going to shits, because you could see it that way if you want to be overly negative. but also you can see a lot of content creators that have smaller numbers, and that's where you got to go find the jewels in the fragrance community. There's still so much ground to explore in the fragrance community, especially on YouTube, especially when everybody's just doing brand new fragrance reviews all the time. And that's what it's been for the past few years. Again, I'm bunching all of us into one. Obviously, not everybody's doing that. But the thing is a lot of fragrance history hasn't been touched. Anything 2000, I would say 2013 and older is totally ignored by this new fragrance community on YouTube. So there's so much to look at, and that means in the past, right? We're so consumed about the new. And that's where I like to take my time. I like to get older stuff. And the one thing, like I'll show you a bottle here. And this is the kind of designer stuff that gets me excited. I just got this in the mail. This is, again, not from a high-end brand. It's just Dsquared Potion Royal Black. It's a fragrance that it was always on my list to purchase. And I absolutely love the original Potion. I got the original Potion, loved it. And I really wanted to get that one. Great reviews on it online. There's not too many on YouTube. I think there's like one or two. That's it. But that's the kind of stuff, like that's my journey, and that's what my channel is about, is my journey. So that kind of fragrance review is not going to get too many hits, but I'm excited as hell to wear that thing. But it doesn't help the consumer that much. There's only going to be so many of you that are in this live chat that are interested in that fragrance. It's hard to hell to find. It took me it was on my to buy list on eBay for like 3 years. And I couldn't find anybody with like a reasonable price on it. Like people were asking $200 for it when it did go on eBay, for even testers and stuff. And I was like, God damn, no. But I found one. I think this one was 180. It was a guy in Montreal. He was asking 180 Canadian, but that was the buy it now price. But he also had you can offer. So I just low. I know how much that thing was retail. It was like $40, $50 retail. So it's just like, I'll throw him 110 and see what happens. I threw him 110 and I rolled the dice because I was ready to hit like 150 at least on that one. I have my own cap, and because it's 98% full, it's full. And I know I could, if I ever flip it, I could flip it for that price. But he came back with 140 plus shipping, and I took that. So, but that's the kind of stuff I get excited about. I don't get excited about whatever that new Spice Bomb green bull crap is. Versace Eros Flamage. No, I'm past that. But Tafer. Yeah, Mark Madness, I got to work on it tomorrow. We're out of the Sweet 16. We are in the Elite 8. All the votes are in for the Sweet 16. So all the Elite 8s, I got, of course, 4 videos to shoot with the 8 bottles. I'm going to shoot those tomorrow, edit, throw them on YouTube, and we're getting close to the end because that's just 2 days worth of videos. So I'm going to get that done. And that's one thing I wanted to talk about is my channel a little bit. And I know I'm talking about the community and stuff like that. So, I'm all over the place. But as far as my channel goes, and anybody that's in the live chat, if you guys are, I certainly appreciate everybody that's here. But a lot of you that are hardcore Robes 08 channel people that have supported me over the years, I certainly appreciate it. But so the thing is I'm at a point here on my channel, and I know a lot of you have noticed, I got, of course, this Mark Madness going on, and it's a lot of content, right? Mark Madness is going on. I'm shooting those. I'm editing those. I'm editing all my old videos to come back on YouTube. And then, of course, the regular content. And I really don't have a rhyme or reason or flow. It's just, if I got time, I got to shoot these. I got to shoot these. I got to edit these. I got to put these on. And it really is giving a lull point to the channel. That is, a lot of you, some people don't like the old content coming back. Some people don't even like Mark Madness, so I'm losing subscribers that way. And the new content is far and few between. So I am working on, right now, Mark Madness is probably going into, my pinpoint is March 1st, it's going to be done. I'm assuming it should be done by then. So Mark Madness is going to be, so those videos and that time is going to free up some time for me to do some more unique stuff, of course, new stuff. The old videos, like I said earlier, I have 100 videos left to purge. So 2015, 2016 videos, but a lot of them are already have been uploaded to YouTube, which means like full-fledged reviews have uploaded those already. So give or take maybe 80 videos. So I got another month and a half, give or take, of old videos to edit and upload. But that'll free up a lot of time. Once that's all gone, then that's when I want my plan in place for my channel to have certain days for certain things. I'm planning on doing fragrance reviews every Friday at a certain time, so you guys can just click in. A pop the cherry type video, this type of video, live stuff. So there's a lot I'm working on to have a 2019 very much regimented, especially the top 10, top 20 seasonal videos. I need to start getting into a regiment of shooting those and more top 10 videos. Talking about top 10s, what is Demi Rawling doing with her channel? I don't know if any of you guys are fans of Demi or have. She's like top 10 everything, and everything's the same. Oh, hey, buddies. You going to bed?
Hello.
Oh.
What's that?
Microphone. You going to bed? You going to bed?
Yeah.
Okay.
With mommy.
Okay. You say goodnight?
I just want to speak. Hello.
Okay. Okay.
Bye.
Say bye. Can you close the door, baby? Can you close the door?
Bye.
Love you. I'll give you a kiss tonight. All right. Sorry, guys. Joey. Maximum. So where were we? Oh yeah, Debbie Rawling. Yeah, what is up with that channel? I know what's up with that channel, but what is up with that channel? Oh man, and that's the thing. Why is the fragrance community going to shits? Let's just, for shits and giggles. What's that website there? What's that website with all the stats? What's that thing called? God damn it. Like YouTube. Oh yeah. Social Blade. That's what it is. I just want to see. Demi Rawling. Maybe I don't want to see this, but I bet it's hilarious. So, oh yeah, she's killing me in subscribers. Holy shit, man. That's crazy. 54,000 subscribers. 5 million views. That is decent. 7,000 subscribers in 30 days. Holy shit. Hey, man, it makes you want to sell out, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Oh man. But jokes aside, it is what it is. There he is. There's Eugene. Yeah, I was just talking about you. I was just talking about YSL's YADP. Loved your video. You know, I took 8 minutes to pan it, and you gave 15 seconds. Damn it. That's the way I should have done it. Oh, that's funny. But YSL Y is utter garbage. To each their own. I understand why it was released. But just like Eugene was saying, how much is that? Like 140 Canadian for the big bottle. That is, Canadian. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money for again, wait for it to go to discounters. If you're into that kind of stuff. And that's the thing, right? What's that one that people are hyping right now? That Aventus clone there. What does that call it? You guys help me. Already some reviewers are on it. Like, it hasn't even been released. It's like freshly released at Macy's, I think. And we got like 3-4 reviews on it. Explorer, right? Is that what it's called? Explorer, Mont Blanc Explorer. Where is Fragrantica? You guys help me. Mont Blanc. Is it Explorer? I'm pretty sure it is. The bottle's nice. Explorer. Yeah, that's a beautiful bottle, by the way. But Explorer. So already you got that clickbaity Aventus clone, better than Aventus. Aventus is shit. Buy this. It just got released. I don't even think it's like... What were the main notes according to your votes? Ambroxan is the top note. Look at that. That shit. Fuck. But look, Mont Blanc fragrances. Look, and this is the thing that kind of irks me a little bit about the community, is that we throw this stuff, right? People buy the bottle and they get their review in and they get their views, and they're panning Aventus and saying this is the next big thing. And the thing is anybody that knows anything knows that Mont Blanc fragrances are going to go to discounters and they're going to be down to $30. So you're selling a fragrance here. You're trying to sell a fragrance. That's what it sounds like. And if I go, I'm guessing I'm going to go on Macy's here. This is probably a bottle for $100. And why are you buying that right away? I understand why you're reviewing it right away, because you want to get the views. But like, how much is this thing? Right? $100 most likely. So it's just like a John Varvatos fragrance. Why the hell are you going to buy that on initial launch? For a reviewer, I understand. As a subscriber, I don't. I really don't. Especially with certain brands, like Chanel's and Zial's and higher end niche brands. These prices aren't going to move much. And depending on your taste, but like this kind of stuff, dime a dozen. Mont Blanc is going to be 30. This Explorer thing is going to be, I guarantee you, sure as shit, might be as early as next month. It's going to be $30 at Fragrance X or Fragrance Net. It might be as early as that. You might have to wait 3 months and you'll get it, right? People are going to be buying this, and man, the whole designer game, eh? 92 for 100 mil. That's how much it is? 92. Is that American though? Damn. Yeah, like, again, but that's when, as a fragrance reviewer, not that you have the obligation of saying stuff like this, but you shouldn't be selling it that way. Like, if, let's say I got this Mont Blanc, let's say that's how I want to build my channel. I get Mont Blanc Explorer here, first day of launch. One of the first things that I would say in my fragrance review to all of you fine folks, because you trust me, a lot of you already have the know-how that Mont Blanc fragrances, they're going to be super cheap, right? if you seem interested in it. But my first thing that I would put in this review, if I did want to review it the first day of launch, which I wouldn't because I'd like to test it out a lot more. I'm not here for views. But, first thing I would say is wait a while. I didn't hear that in any reviewer. Like, wait a while. These Mont Blancs, you go on FragranceNet, Mont Blanc Legends, they're $30. Like Mont Blanc, everything's $30, right? Same with John Varvatos, right? That pure. We reviewed it like it was, totally worth it. Yeah, it's worth $30. 115 Canadian for 100. Man, I would not. 115? Ouch. Man. And I'm not saying that this Explorer is junk, because I haven't smelt it. I know what Mont Blanc can do as a brand. And I'll be honest, they're in the whole. Mont Blanc is more like the Lacoste's and maybe a little better than Lacoste, but they're around that realm. You're not going to get a game breaker from Mont Blanc. But even Fragrantica here, like 14 people are saying it smells like Aventus. Smells like Mercedes-Benz. Is that another one? Mercedes-Benz Select that smells like Aventus? Yep, 39 people vote. I've never heard of this one. Mercedes-Benz Select. Is that brand new too? 2018. Ambroxan as the number one note. Obviously, blackcurrant, green apple, bergamot, mint. That one actually sounds nice without the ambroxan. Something with blackcurrant, mint, and green apple. Anyway. Oh, John Varvatos Oud at $35 was perfect. Yeah. Yes, Fragrance X does that. Again, they are my partner, but I'll be honest with you. If something sells out on there, most designers, what they do is with a lot of niche, they test out the market. They buy 3 bottles from their supplier and they see how fast they go. They'll bring down the price. They'll go high and then they'll go down. Usually with a lot of designers, they buy a bulk of like 20 to 25. And depending on how fast it sells out, I think they priced it out as other John Varvatos. So when it first hit Fragrance X, it was like 30 some $40. Fragrance Buy, the same thing. Both websites like sold out like real quick. And then that pure fragrance didn't come back for like 4 or 5 months. Then it came back on both sites and price jacked up. But the thing with Fragrance X is the same thing with I always do with this fragrance hobby of mine is that I'm patient. They got new releases, like they got the new Tel d'Hermès that they have there, the vetiver one. I haven't smelt it. I really do want it, but I'm patient. So right now they have it. They had it at like 160 or 150 Canadian, and they only have 1 bottle size. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna pay that. Even though that's pretty much retail here in Canada, I'm not gonna pay that, obviously. I'd rather get like a niche fragrance or something like that for that price. But I digress. But if I wait 6 months, again, Tel d'Hermès is pretty expensive over there. Like it's not gonna go lower than 100, but it's probably gonna go down to 110 on Fragrance X. Like I can tell. I've been in this game for so long now that I know where my thresholds are and where fragrances are at their sweet spot. With discontinued fragrances is a lot harder. You're going to have to pay. Like I paid, over $200 for Potion and that Fahrenheit cologne. They're not the greatest fragrances in the world, but as a collector, that's the kind of stuff that I look out for designers. I love discontinued stuff that has a little bit of hype behind them. It's always fun. The Fahrenheit brand, I always had like a soft side to me. I'm not saying it's the best lineup ever, but I really enjoyed getting them. So getting the summer Fahrenheit summer is a huge win for me, especially for the price I got, like $100 on a split. It was really good, really good. Yeah, you guys can hit me with questions, guys. I apologize. Sometimes I kind of miss the questions here. I watch some reviewers for entertainment and some to learn about perfume. Peter, Nikhil, and yourself are the whoops are the only reviewers I trust. Um, yeah, and that's the whole thing about the communities. There's now that it's so big that there's different types of reviewers. There's some that just entertain you. Like I'll be honest, like Big Beard Business, he's got those catchphrases, he'll entertain you. Are you gonna get the best information on a fragrance from him? Most likely not, but he'll entertain the hell out of you. So there's that, you know, Jeremy Fragrance is to me to me, and this is not bashing the guy, but I got like watching him. First of all, most of his videos are not him. So there's nothing to take away from it. And I watch every fragrance reviewer. Like I said, every fragrance that I review, I go to every fragrance review on YouTube before I review it. And that just gives me just an intake on where the community lies on a particular fragrance. Some I already know, but I also love some fragrance channels I just haven't seen in months, and this kind of refreshes me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I got to check out new content of this person. So it helps me discover new people too. As any reviewer knows, we don't have time for each other. There's so many fragrance reviewers out there now that you get lost. So this is my way to give back to the community. I watch, everybody that has this is one of my next ones. And I know finally I'm going to review a Bleu de Chanel. And I'm really not looking forward to going on YouTube, typing that name, Bleu de Chanel review, and pulling up every single review on this fragrance. And I will do it. I will spend a few hours, more than a few hours. So that's probably going to be my job for a week on my time off, is that, every night I'll spend 2 hours just watching Bleu de Chanel reviews. And a lot of them may be very much useless. There won't be anything new. A lot of them aren't, but I show support to the community that way. And it kind of shows me where the community's at in regards to a certain fragrance. So there's a lot to take away from that. Yeah, it's bashing the guy. Yeah, probably. Thoughts on Luna Rossa Black? I haven't smelt. The only Luna Rossa that I've smelt is the original, and that took me away from Prada for several years. That's how much I didn't like it. I do have to. I've come back to the House of Prada. I bought Prada L'Homme, and I bought the Intense version. I'm probably gonna buy Low, and then I might try a couple Luna Rossas just to see. But the original one was shit. I didn't like it at all. But again, it's a first impression. I haven't checked it out ever since I had that really bad first impression. I have a question. Since you have so many fragrances, have you had any of them go bad? Because recently one of mine went bad and it was stored in my closet, normal temperature. It was cool water. Just curious. Great question. Brandon and Julie vlogs. So I don't know if I'm talking to Brandon and Julie or just Brandon. I'm assuming it's Brandon because he's talking about cool water, but I might be wrong. Funny thing is I've had more fragrances shipped to me that are already bad, more of that than fragrances going bad in my collection. It is going to happen, but knock on wood, I've been very, very lucky with my large collection. Now, again, this is a collection of over 1,000 fragrance bottles, so not every fragrance bottle gets used. So like a fragrance like Curve or something that, Adidas or something like that, I've had that bottle for years and years. Might have sprayed it maybe 2-3 times, and that's the great thing is being a reviewer and being a collector like this. Instead of just collecting them like Pokemons, is I take my time with one bottle, and it kind of has that intimate. It's almost my signature scent for a while. With every fragrance bottle that I own. Now, some, of course, get worn way more than others, way more. And designer niche indie doesn't matter. But But yeah, some of them haven't been. I'll be honest, I probably have some fragrances since 2009 that I've been starting this YouTube channel. There's probably 1 or 2 bottles at least in my collection, and probably more than that haven't been touched. And that's 10 years now. So they could be going bad, or they've gone bad. But I haven't, any of my staples that I've been using, nothing yet. But yeah, again, to answer your question, I've had some, but not that much. And I've had more come to me. And I'm like, this is not good, that were bad already. You just watched my review on Kenzo Power. Appreciate that you were one of the few reviewers who reviewed it. Would you still consider it one of the best citrus florals? Yes. In the designer game, Kenzo is very much it's one of those houses that doesn't get any love at all. Actually, you know what? I've been pretty bad with Kenzo. I haven't purchased a Kenzo in a long time, like a really long time. They've been releasing flankers to Kenzo recently. I should probably get a few of those. But it's a brand that is mid-tier designer. Like I wouldn't put them with the Chanels and the Dior's, but I would put them, around the YSLs and they don't get as much the limelight as those brands, the YSLs and all that. But they have some pretty solid stuff. So yeah, it's one of my favorites. I entertain. Yes, you do. Jeremy's a trip. You don't trust Demi Rawlings. No, it's not about trust. How can I say it? There's fragrance reviewers that are here for different reasons. Like if, let's say I'm interested in a particular fragrance, for me, I'm in this part of my journey that, how could I say this? Well, first of all, she probably wouldn't have a full-fledged review on anything because her whole channel is top 10, top 5, and they all look the same. And that's fine if that's what and that's what gets views on YouTube. But it makes me scratch my head a little bit with the fragrance community is that how many top 10 videos do people want to watch? Like how many? Like, I remember back in the day when an actual fragrance review was the big hitter on your channel. That's what people came to watch you for. Now we got channels dedicated to top 5, top 10 stuff, like all the time. Top 5 St. Valentine's Day. Top, what's next? Right? March break. Your top 10 fragrances for March break. It's kind of silly. Again, I do top 10, so I can't, but my channel is more about other things. And there's some guys that don't do, like David from Fragrance Bros doesn't do top 10 videos. That's his prerogative. But they're good. They're good for views. It's not that I don't trust her. I think that she's getting her bottles from a supplier in Australia. I don't think she has a boyfriend or anything like that. So how can a woman of her age have so many men's fragrances? It kind of makes you think a little bit. That's just me. But again, that's the YouTube community. I've been in this thing so long. I know what certain reviewers are in for what reason. So yeah. I would rather drink cyanide than subscribe to Jeremy. We've been going on this. Yeah. Wouldn't pay more than 30 for it. Oh. Have you tried anything from Bulgari's private collection? No. It's on my radar, but again, where I live is very, very hard. So what fragrance do I think will win, Mark Manis? I think the community is obviously going with Dior's, so I'm putting my money on either DHP or DHI. I think, I'm Eman and Pure Malt are in the game, but I don't know. I don't see them going through Dior. So I can be wrong because it's obviously not my decision, but that's where I think the community is going to go with, is one of those. You finally bought a full bottle of Edis Ganesh. Yeah, it's good fragrance. How do I handle it when a frag shipped to you has gone bad? Refund. It depends. It depends where I got it from. Um, it is what it is. Especially with, again, knock on wood. The one thing that I'm always afraid of is these old designer fragrances, discontinued fragrances that I get on eBay. And again, I'm knocking on wood because I haven't had a bad experience yet. But I think that's going to bite me in the butt one day. But other than that, no. I've had fragrances that it was more earlier in my YouTube career, not in my. It was more when I was really bulking my collection. When you guys remember, I used to do like 30, 40 bottle hauls on my channel. Like I would be gone for 2 months and come back to 40 bottles and show you guys the video of that. That's when the odds just went up in regards to fragrances that got bad. And those are the kind of bulk hauls that happened. So again, at that time I was buying so much. It's not like I was buying like one fragrance and it came in and I'm like, shit, like I had 40 bottles to go through, like 40 some bottles. And then I'm like, oh, one of them's bad. Sometimes it was too late because I was gone for 2 months. I couldn't sniff them. They were just sitting here at my home, and then I finally opened them up, and I'm like, that's not good. And it was too late to get a refund or anything. I just took the loss. So yeah, it wasn't anything major. It wasn't like $400 bottles or anything like that. So thank the Lord. Am I depressed about the current Lamal formulation? No, not yet. Not that I would get depressed, but I still have my, I think it's like a 2002 Lamal bottle that's 3/4 full. So I've actually haven't had the chance to smell the current Lamal. I've been ignoring it for a couple of years. So I don't know what I'm going to get once I end my bottle. And I wear Lamal quite a bit still. So we'll see once that bottle ends. You might see a video of me just getting pissed off because Lamal's bad. Travis Diaz, he had an interesting take on, you know what? I couldn't find his channel. He might have got rid of his channel there, Brad. I don't know. I haven't looked up Bleu de Chanel yet. I looked at Aqua Dijo. That was my last bulk of watching YouTube videos. So Bleu de Chanel, man, I can definitely wait on that one. I really don't want to watch that many reviews. So it's kind of depressing. There might be a lull point between Aqua Dijo Profumo video and a Bleu de Chanel video. There might be a big lull point. What's my opinion on Jardin d'Amalfi? Very solid Creed release. Fruity, very unisex, great for spring and summer. Good blend for Creed. Price point is up to you if you think it's worth it. I have a bottle of it. I really definitely need to review it. There's a lot of things I need to review. But out of that lineup, I think Spice and Wood is more geared towards us. But Jardin d'Amalfi is still pretty solid, though. I like it. Robes is thicker. That's right. Good evening, Brian. I should check out Kenzo Boise. You know what, Brad? I was on Fragrance X the other day doing my monthly haul there, and I'm looking, and I saw that bottle, actually, talking about that, and that brown bottle, and I'm like, oh, yeah, you know what? I really wanted that one because I remember it had good reviews, and they were out of stock, so now my wheels are kind of turning. Has that one been discontinued? Actually, I should go to Fragrance and just take a look. Kenzo Boise. Or you guys can comment in the... I'm probably going to pull it up before you guys even say anything. But I really do like that brown bottle there, and it's vetiver mint. Yeah. Has people talked about it being discontinued? I don't know. People are talking about staining their clothes. Olivier Paul, yeah, I need to get my nose on that one. $35 USD. Yeah, that's not too bad. I should probably get my hands on that. Demi Rawling is looking to monetize her channel. Yeah. Just saying. Top 10 Easter fragrances. That's going to be the next top 10. That and March break and what's that other March holiday there? What the fuck with the leprechaun? What the hell? St. Patty's Day. Yeah. Top 10 St. Patty's Day. Top 10 hangover fragrances. There you go. Look at that. I could have a top 10 every single day. Top 10 President's Day fragrances, please. Shit. Sorry, guys. Sorry if I'm missing your questions. The live chat always, when people put in a comment, it just goes back. And do you ever try clones? No, that is one of my philosophies for my collection is that I'm not interested. I'm not interested in it. That's the one thing. I have zero interest of trying out the your interpretation of blah blah blah. I rather get the blah blah blah. That's my take. A lot of these clones, you don't know what they're putting into it. Second of all, I'm huge about the artistic styles or the artistic pieces in fragrances. Even if it's designer, there's still some artistic background to it. The perfumier, the behind the scenes of what the perfumier does. Like Elena works for Hermes, and you're saying, well, Hermes and Elena, what's artistic about that? Because this big company is trying to sell stuff. Yeah, well, everybody's trying to sell stuff, but Elena is a perfumier. I could tell his little nuances that he likes to throw in. And it's funny that some companies may be a little more conservative and they don't want a certain thing with Elena. However, he took the note and kind of hit it, like notes that are a little less attractive, like cumin. Elena likes to use cumin in some of his fragrances. And some of them, they're more pronounced than others. Case in point, when he worked for Frédéric Malle, Bigarade Concentré, he used that sort of spice in an orange-based fragrance, Bigarade, and he amplified it. It works so well. You'd think it wouldn't, but it works so well in the high heat. However, he hit it a little bit more when he utilized it for Déclaration for Cartier. It's still there, but it's not as pronounced because obviously Frédéric Malle is more about the artistic style of things. It's and you can be a little more creative with your scents and what you enjoy personally as a perfumier. So those are things that I tend to enjoy. So a clone house wouldn't really make sense to me as a frag head. Don't look at the YouTube channel. Again, YouTube channel for me, as you guys know, it's my journey. So again, it's journey versus do I want to make money or do I want to get free bottles and stuff? I'm not interested in the clones. Even if you give it to me free, even if you pay me for it, I won't. Out of a lot of reasons. But no, I have no interest in clones at all. Didn't you buy a fake Tom Ford a while back? Yeah, I did. Mine got burnt on that. Hey, everybody gets burnt somehow. So, what's my son's favorite scent? He doesn't have one yet. He kind of follows his dad around. He's starting to sit down with me, and if he sees me doing fragrance reviews or sniffing out stuff, he likes to sniff it out. And sometimes he says like he's very basic on what he says, but he says or yuck, and that's where he goes. So and it's surprising to me sometimes when he says yum for some of them, and I'm like, are you really saying yum on that one? Because that one's pretty harsh. But it's cute. Sometimes I sit down. You guys see there's a whole bunch of fragrances behind me. There's a whole bunch over here, and this is like kind of like my studio where I kind of work, obviously with my computer and stuff. So it's it's kind of fun. Sometimes he just sits down and I'm testing out stuff, and he just joins me. So, but he's only 5, so give him time. It's time. We miss you. What? Kenzo powers maximum. Do I review full time? No. No, this is definitely just a hobby. YouTube's a hobby, and then fragrances is a hobby. So YouTube's a hobby within a hobby. So you'll see on my channel that sometimes there's just no uploads, and that's just other stuff takes priority over the YouTube channel. So I'm not saying that you guys aren't important. The channel is great, but you know, other things come. I have, of course, a job that pays me very well to afford all these fragrances. I do have a family. You saw my son there. That's important to me. So this is just a hobby within a hobby. I take a couple hours, like right now, tonight, instead of watching a show on TV, I just come on here and talk to you guys, or instead of watching something else or reading a book or something, I'll do a fragrance review. So it's just a hobby within a hobby. I'd love to do this full time if I got paid enough to do fragrance reviews from my home. Seriously, I'm that simple. If I could make that kind of income that I do with my job, easy. I'd love to just work on fragrance reviews every day. That would be as simple as that is. It's great. No clones. So why did you review Ojan? That's a low blow. No Ventus reviews plus no clone reviews equals no views. That's right, Brad. I'm in it for the views, the no views. Oh yeah, with the clones, like you know, I totally understand that some people, you know, they can't afford the real thing, right? Things like Baccarat Rouge or Rossa or Roja Doves. Not everybody can afford to buy 10 Roja Dove fragrances, let alone one. So I understand. And other people are saying, well, you can go into splits and you can get a decant. And some people aren't interested in that. So everybody's journey is different. I stay in my lane. I'm, you know, you guys know how I feel about clones. I don't go on other channels, or I don't do a video and saying these are bad. You shouldn't be doing it. You shouldn't be buying them. You know, it's your prerogative to spend your money the way you want. And that's the same thing as your journey. You're watching a fragrance reviewer like me, or any of these great fragrance reviewers, calling themselves an influencer. I hate that term. You know, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to, you know, I don't get a kickback from Chanel. I don't get a kickback from Dior. I'm not here to sell you fragrances. But I guess some reviewers are. So your journey is your journey, right? I will tell you the truth on how I feel about a fragrance, and that's what my channel is about. Is it's me. I'm not going to give, like, case in point, Aqua di Gio Profumo. People are saying it's a masterpiece. It's super popular in the community. I don't care. I'm not going to join the bandwagon so I can get those likes. I can get those views and appease somebody that's watching my videos saying, oh, okay, Mark feels the same way as I do. I like it too. No, I will tell you how I feel about it. If I give it a 4 out of 10 or a 3 out of 10, that's how I feel about the fragrance. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you the good and the bad and what I feel about the fragrance. And then you should take it with a grain of salt. It's not that serious. Gucci Guilty Absolute's awesome. Yes, clones are trash. Don't delete it. I love Elena. Oh yeah. To me, is that simply put sense. Hey, shit, E's in the house. E, like what the hell, man? You don't even say hi. You just, I don't. Maybe you did say hi. Disregard. To me, everything in the designer game is a clone. If I were to stop buying clones, I'd have to stop buying anything new. Very few cents are original these days. True, yeah, true. Um, again, yeah, but so designer fragrances. It's a good point. Obviously, these blue series, they're just piggybacking on everything. Everybody's the same, right? But that's where the journey comes in. Like those are things like E, like for me, like you're telling that everything's the same, right? All right. But for me, if you're looking at my designer fragrances that I've purchased in the past 6 months, where are all the blue fragrances? I haven't bought any. I'm kind of ignoring that section of designer releases. And when things kind of get boring in the designer game, sometimes you got to go back. And that's where I am right now. I'm at that point where I go back to discontinued fragrances. Like I got that Potion Royal Black. I think you reviewed it actually. Great fragrance. I rather spend my $100 there. I got this Issey Miyake that you guys seen on my channel. I rather spend my money there. Little different, little unique, but again, there's trends. But again, looking at clones, right? The clones, as far as designers go, yeah, they piggyback on their own, but you're not going to have an exact same clone of a fragrance. Like, yes, everybody wants to piggyback on the success of Sauvage and Bleu de Chanel, and designer brands will do that, right? YADP and all that, but it's not just a brand that has no real background to them. There's no personality to the brand. It's just like comparing it to, like, let's say a watch company. You got Rolex, right? All that history, all that, super expensive. And then you got a brand that's just making fake Rolexes. So why would I buy the fake Rolex? Yeah, there's brands that are going to steal a little bit from Rolex, like whatever, Timex or whatever, like a shittier brand. They're going to take a little bit here and there on the top seller and kind of make their own. And I respect that more than somebody trying to just really knock off the Rolex. Or same thing with Louis Vuitton, right? You buy the real Louis Vuitton, but then you got brands that have copied the LV logo and made it their own, like Fendi or whatever. But Fendi's Fendi and Louis Louis. But then you got the fake Louis and the Japanese knockoffs that are like $10. Now, don't tell me that a Fendi bag is in the same realm as a fake Louis Vuitton bag. And then you got the Louis Vuitton bag here, right? That started it all. So I don't really look at it that way. I look at it as more of a knockoff than anything. But that's me. Again, everybody has of course, their own look into it. But as far as clones, yeah, I don't mess with that stuff. There's difference between clones and what you're describing. Oh shit. Oh, there he is. Okay. You guys are having a little convo here. Wait. Daver is going to be so bummed he missed out on this. Yeah. 2 questions. Narciso Rodriguez, EDP, has it grown on me? Has it grown on me? No, not since I still think the Eau de Toilette is better. I really like what the Eau de Toilette does. EDP, not so much. It's good, but the EDT is better. My favorite fig? Oh man, there's nothing that really stands out like Armani's fig, their Privé. It's really good. Philosicos, of course, comes to mind. Aqua di Parma's fig. There's so many out there, and there's there's only so much you can do with the fig, and it just seems like the quality is very much the same with a lot of figs. There's not much movement in regards to a lot of the fig-based scents. There's only so much you can do with the fig, I think. So it's really a lot of them. Like I've tested a lot of solid ones, and they really seem to be like all on par. What are my thoughts on Fragmental's channel? Chris is a great guy. I absolutely love, his presentation is what, and his personality is really great. And that's one thing with our fragrance community is the idea of a fragrance reviewer back then when I first started, and a lot of reviewers do this, but it has shifted with Jeremy Fragrance, granted, is that people are marketing themselves, and it's more about themselves than the actual fragrance now. So, and again, there's, like I was saying earlier, is the community is a community. So there's a lot of different people that are in this for different reasons. And you'll see it, like the thumbnail right there gives you, that what that person is in it for. You got a thumbnail that you don't even see the fragrance bottle, but it's all about the reviewer. The spotlight's on them. They put a little highlight halo around them. Fragrance bottles in the background. You know what that person's trying to do. They're marketing themselves. And what it used to be in the community is the fragrance is that's what you're talking about. That's the important part. It's not about you. Again, I still write to that philosophy, and on my channel, you'll see that in my thumbnails is that the fragrance is in the front and I'm in the back. I'm not here to sell you coffee mugs, t-shirts. Robes 08 is just a channel name. It's not a brand. And I'm not saying that my way is the right way. It's obviously the wrong way as far as looking at it as a business. But I don't look at it as a business. Again, I call it a hobby within a hobby. And there's no right way or wrong way. I'm not saying I'm right and they're wrong. No, there's different ways to look at it. You can be in it for different reasons. And you can change the outlook of your channel. People want views. Some people want, they'll do anything for views, thumbnail, title, right? The content, case in point, Demi Rawlings, top 10, top 5, top 10, top 5. To me, I feel almost nauseous looking at that. I'm just like, how many can you do? But at the same time, people are watching. She's got double the subscriber count that I do. So it works. And, but I don't even know where I was going with that. Fragmental's channel. Did I go off again? Hey, Chris's channel's great though. I really do like Chris. Mitsu, come back. We miss you, bro. Yeah, we do. Mark, do you still hear from the old school fragrance reviewers? Oh, fuck. Somebody wrote something and now I lost it. Damn it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Do I hear from the old school guys like Hero, J.R. Ryder, and Kirill? Yeah, no. Kirill and I, haven't talked to that guy in a while. J.R. Ryder and I have been in talks. Not recently, though. He's kind of gone quiet the past couple years. Hero, if I say what's up to him, he'll get right back to me. So he's chill. I like Hero. Simply put, new video tomorrow. Nice. Pacino or De Niro? Pacino. Have I ever reviewed Ziad Au Noir? No, I don't own it. I don't know if I shot it yet, but I do have a sampling samples. I've sampled it. I don't think I've published that yet. You still think Versace is one of the better designers when it comes to frags? Okay. Again, we all have our background. Versace, to me, they never stood out in the fragrance game. To me, they've never really had anything that, like, really, they had a hard time selling male fragrances, and they kind of gave up for a while. Obviously, Eros came through, but I'm talking about 90s. Well, obviously Dreamer, but Versace Man and Versace Man Eau Fraiche didn't really hit. It hit on YouTube well after Eau Fraiche, like well after it got released. But Versace was never really a strong fragrance brand, and in my opinion. I always felt like they were like a second or third tier brand after Chanel, Dior, Hermes. Hermes came out of nowhere, but they are top tier brand right now because of Elena. Now that he's gone, how are they going to continue that? That's where I'm keeping my nose to Hermes. Their recent releases, I'm really intrigued because, of course, I don't know if Elena's still there as just like to advise a little bit because they got their new in-house perfumier now, which she's pretty good. But is she going to stray away from what Elena built and make her own? That's the thing. And that's a dangerous, dangerous thing to do because he's been very solid for them. He's put them on the map. And again, Hermes was a pretty solid brand in the 80s and 90s. They very much slipped in the late 90s. They weren't doing anything in the game. And then they finally plucked Elena and started getting back into the game. And with him at the helm, I would have to say, dare I say, as far as quality goes as a brand, their designer releases in the men's aisle. Now I'm just looking at the men's aisle in the past like 10, 15 years, they'd be top 3. And they were like not even top 10 before that. So that's a huge, huge feat. Yeah, it was personal opinion though. Do I like Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver? Yes. Very clean cut, daily wear scent. You can dress it up, dress it down. Very solid longevity projection. Is actually best with a gray suit. Spring is the best season for it. But really, really just a solid scent from Tom Ford. It actually could be a private blend, and it would sell well as a private blend. Where do you want Creed to go with their next men's release? I would love to see Creed go really dark. I can't see it. But I'd like to see it. I'd like to see, how everybody's like kind of piggybacking on the Ambroxan and their Ambre Gris. Use Ambre Gris, keep the salty, oceanic look to the dry down. Instead of getting fruity tones, start going really dark, like incense. Now, I don't mean incense like an Aqua di Gio Profumo here. That's shitty ass incense. I hardly get any incense on that. That's poop. But I mean like a really deep incense, some dark woods with the Ambre Gris. I think the contrast of Ambre Gris with really dark notes, and you could throw in a couple fruity notes like some blackberry or some blueberries up top and have some really harsher notes like maybe an incense, incense, myrrh, something like that. I know that's not Creed, but I could see that. Yeah, that's the way I'd like them to go. They're not gonna go. They're not gonna do that. Debassor, yes, I need to get that. You just reminded me that I need to get that bottle. You just snorted on the other day. Hey, Mark, can I send you guys an original Oriental frag? Would love your thoughts. Don't sell it, just a hobby. Would love some input. I don't sell anything. Anybody who knows me, I don't sell anything. I haven't sold a fragrance bottle in my life. And that's the truth. I've never sold one. Oh shit. Oh man. I hate this chat thing. They should just keep it on a line for the person that's shooting. Max Forte and Fragboy Stewie have the goofiest thumbnails ever. Eugene. You know what? They're using smiley faces now. You know, Big Beard Business had some smiley faces on there. Emojis, sorry. And, you know, some really bright colors all over the place. We're getting old, bro. We're getting too old for this stuff. I was looking at it and I'm like, what the hell? Much love from LA. How do you feel about Frédéric Malle, Portrait of a Lady, and Ombre Sultan? Always wanted to know your thoughts on these two. Well, Ombre Sultan I own from Sultan. I haven't reviewed it yet, and I kind of want to keep that close to the chest for now, but I do like it. Portrait of a Lady I've never smelt, and I really want to. Like, Frédéric Malle is a brand that I need to start delving more into. I only own 4 bottles, I think, of Frédéric Malle. I'm really thinking of getting Geranium pour Monsieur because I love mint. Obviously, geranium does throw off mint, and I really want to see what people are talking about with that one because people are saying that's the best mint that they've smelled, the best geranium they've smelled. So I kind of want to get that in the spring. So Portrait of a Lady, yes, it's 100% on my radar. I feel like blind buying it because it's so many people love it. Arguably, I've heard the best from the House of Frédéric Malle. So Demi is just pretty. Yeah. That's not why people watch Demi, Mark. Hero, I miss that guy. Hey, Max, Hoosler's in the house. The first step to getting back to the fragrances is review. Stop thinking about other reviewers. Just do you and enjoy the content you enjoy. That's the way I look at this shit. I don't know if that's going to be... I don't know. I really think we need... we don't need anything, but I really think the community needs 2 things. This YouTube community has 2 holes right now that could really improve it. One is a fragrance reviewer that is utilizing the same format as all these fragrance reviewers. Now, I don't mean the goofy thumbnails and the goofy clickbait titles, but they might have to use those. But flip it on them, right? Have a fragrance reviewer that does those 5-minute reviews. However, they have really great knowledge, but they're going to go after all these hype beasts. Like, right, all this stuff that and just shuts it down. That's what we need. And we need somebody like that, but they need to get the viewership. They need that power to balance things out. I really think the community needs something like that. Like, and I think the community's craving that. Like, Eugene gets a little taste of it. I mean, Eugene knows what I'm talking about. Like, he does, he pans these fragrances. And it's not panning it just for shits and giggles. It's just, it's the way he is. But we need something like that. And just the God honest truth of, brand new designer release and just say, look, man, this smells like this, this, and this. It costs $120. It's going to go to discounters in 4 months. It's going to be $20. Save your money. It smells like this, this, and this. Get those. And it's that easy. I really think that that's what it needs. How can you not like Eros? I got a video on that, so I don't have to answer that. Have I put my nose on the House of Inicio? No. Would I be pissed if someone stole a video idea from me? It's a copycat world, Amy. If I worked really hard on something and it was super blatant, like listen, right in YouTube, right, there's nothing really unique. Right. I've had tons of things, that when I first started, when I say buy, try, or pass, every fragrance reviewer was not every, but a lot of them were piggybacking on my buy, try, or pass. They were saying it. I started the top 10 seasonal reviews. I didn't get mad at everybody when they started piggybacking on it. It was a good idea. I'm blessed. Like they're still kicking butt. I should have had a patent on it. I could have made Demi she owes me all her money now. But again, I took that idea just because, the creativity of that idea was just that I watched other stuff on YouTube. I was watching, I think it was probably something like TVs or something stupid like that. They had a top 10 list. And I'm like, why not use that for frags, for seasonal? Because, not every fragrance is seasonal and it's not a tell all be all, but I think that would have been a great idea. I shot it, got tons of views, copycat world. So would I be pissed? I'm not pissed. So I don't know. Unless it was super blatant, I'd just be like, well, why are you doing that? But I'm fairly chill. Like I'm not gonna lose my shit over that kind of stuff. Am I interested in florists? Yes. GOF Trumper, not so much. Florist, yes. What are 3 fragrances that you would pick for life if you had to choose only 3? That's a loaded question. I can't tell you that right now. Would you say Chanel Sycamore is the best among les exclusifs? It's up there. I would probably choose Cuir de Russie for me. I haven't smelt them all. So Cuir de Russie would probably be one of the top ones. Sycamore would be up there. Well, that's the ones I own. Bois des Îles is another one that I own. But I haven't smelt them all. So that's one thing. Coromandel, of course, is great. So if I had to choose one Chanel from the exclusive line that I had to wear, probably Cuir de Russie. Coromandel would be second, like 1A, 1B. Sycamore, 1C. It's close. It's tied. Christine Nagel has been a huge disappointment. Yeah. So yeah, of course that's the new Hermes Parfumier. So we'll see. I really want to smell I really want to smell those Hermes essence that she did. She did a I think she did a myrrh one. She did an agar wood one. And I really want to smell those. And they're so hard to find here in Canada. It's so you got to blind buy. Like they have testers on eBay for like $200, and I almost feel like pulling the trigger on those new ones just to see what she did with them. But I'd really love to get those little, they got those little 15 milliliter samples of all those Hermes essence that I don't own. So it'd be great just to see what she did with his lineup. She's trying to be Elena and can't. Yeah, that's probably the issue. That's too bad. I heard Mugli is releasing a new Angelman flanker called Lucifer Elixir. Oh, shit. Oh yeah, that's gonna happen, Atomizer. Like a hypercritical reviewer who likes nothing, like a Luca Turin. Like that's just gonna pan everything. That's gonna happen. We're gonna have one of those because that can be a shtick that could work. Like you don't even, I could see somebody fake it till they make it. I could see somebody doing that. Here's Drac Dog. Hey, why are you hating on Drac Dog? Towers, Louds des Marocains, still a masterpiece? Yes. Usually, I don't change my mind that drastically on a fragrance. So, and I guess that's, my taste has changed throughout the years. You guys have seen it, but it's not that drastic, right? A 10 out of 10 for me will continue to be a 10. It may drop down to a 9. I haven't really, like, I look at my old videos, especially designers. There's some that I've rated quite highly, and my rating system is always moving. I'm at a good place now that I know where I want it to be, but there's some fragrances, a lot of them haven't moved. And that's a good thing. I'm very consistent. I'm very happy with my old reviews as far as ratings go. There's nothing that I could go, oh, I really missed the spot on that one. But that goes with how much time I put into my fragrance reviews. There's no surprises because I wear them. I don't review them the first day I get them, unbox them, and then review them. I wear them as signature scents, and I see the little nuances, and I judge it on the artistic and the longevity and projection. It's not just one day of longevity and projection. It could be through a whole bunch of seasons, right? Just like Profumo, right? I got like a whole bunch right here that I need to review, like 50, 60 fragrances. And again, I own over 1,000, but how many fragrance reviews that I have on my channel? Maybe 200, maybe 300. So I haven't even touched my collection. And I like taking my time with them. So I don't really regret or feel like I've changed. So you can be very safe that you can go on my channel and you'll see a fragrance review that's like 7 years old. And I feel about the same way. Great stream. There's only one Elena. That's right. Who would I pick to design robes put on? That's a shitty name, by the way. That's almost worse than Office 1. If I had to pick a perfumier to design my fragrance, wow, I would probably go with Dsquared because my fragrance would be dark. And not saying that Elena can't do it, and I would trust Elena more on the artistic side, but I think Dsquared has all the tools that he can do it. I really think that that's probably the perfumier that I would go with. My fragrance would probably have incense in it, and he is pretty good with incense. He knows what to do with it. Plus, he did Jubilation 25, which is amazing. My favorite of all time nose is Jean Claude Elena. It's always been. And I always say it's weird that way because I don't like freshies that much. I've always had the nose for the Orientals, the darker stuff, and Elena's not really known for that. He was known for that back in the 80s, and he switched his style to more watercolor and transparent, and he hasn't really looked back. However, he kept the spices. He never went away with the spices. It's kind of weird that he's my favorite perfumier because I love my bolder stuff and he doesn't do that. He does very thin stuff, but when he does it, that brings up my appreciation because he does fragrances like the Hermes Essence brand, and some people pan that brand like crazy. And whatever for their reasons, too pricey, they don't last long, whatever it is. I look at it as his pinnacle. This is the best he can do with the materials he has. with Hermes, which is a lot. He does such great things with what he has. Like I'm about to review my first Hermes essence on my channel, Santa Masoya. Not too many fragrance reviews on YouTube on it, so I'm hyped to review this. And very interesting composition. Again, I'm not looking at it as just like a transparent thing. I'm looking at it as a whole, and I'm just looking at the way he's constructed this fragrance and the nuances he wanted to put in, and the idea behind it, the imagery behind it is simply interesting. And some people will be like, well, that's not worth the price tag, and it might not be for you. But I'm looking past the price tag on that one. Very interesting, and those are the kind of reviews that I absolutely love. I know. I'm over the seasonal thing. I'm just going to go over what I feel. The seasonal videos, when I first started those, was just to give guidance to really newer frag heads. And again, it's not to confuse that you need 4 bottles of fragrance, 1 for each season. It was more, this is more built towards this. Is to give you more of an idea that you have a collection. If you're building a collection, you can have a well-rounded collection. Someone that has a bigger collection like me, you'll feel that the seasonal, the top 10s and all that, you can really relate to them because of the larger collection. So it kind of gives you a reason to wear some fragrances sometimes. But again, for me, the seasonal, that's not the end all be all for me. I'll wear fragrances whenever I want. And again, for seasons, it doesn't matter if it's like right now in Canada, it's probably -20 outside. It's snowing. But if I feel like wearing green Irish tweed, which is probably not going to make the seasonal list, I'm going to wear green Irish tweed. If I'm going to the office, I'm going to wear an office type scent. I'm not going to wear one of like leather oud in the office just because it's in my top 20 winter. Damn right it's going to make my top 20 winter, because hell yeah, that fragrance, that's when you want to wear it. You're not going to wear that in the summer. There's some fragrances that just seasonal based, they go away. Most of them, some of them, like leather oud's a good one for Dsquared. You're not going to see me wear that in the middle of the summer. However, I might have the taste to put on leather oud in the middle of summer. Again, I won't wear it when I go outside in the high heat, but I got a temperature controlled house here and I'll wear it then. So seasonal based that was the main reason for it. Best churchy incense fragrance, Avignon, for the price. If you're looking at the whole spectrum, Avignon is your best. Comme des garçons. Who is the dark horse to win Mark Madness? I got Pure Malt. That's not really a dark horse, but it kind of is. The community is going with a lot of Zials. Like, we got 5 right now in the top 16. It's going to trim down, obviously. But I guess that would be a dark horse. My dark horse is Amen. I don't know where it's going to go. I really don't know. If Amen if it goes against any Zials, is it going to bow out? And I think it will. But I'd like it to win. But we'll see. Rosebud designed by Jeremy Fragrance, cost $600. Well, if he did construct Rosebud it'd probably be worth $600 because it'd probably be unique. Office for men now. That's his 8th offering. Why not review Narguilé first? Good question, Leon. Is just how the testing falls. I usually there's a method to my madness, but it's just the way the chips fell. I try to split fragrances. There's a method to my madness. I don't want to explain it because it takes too long. There's way too many things that go into testing and stuff like that, and how a fragrance comes to be reviewed on my channel, how it takes so long for some, and others it takes less time. But there's a method to my madness. I might tell you that one day. Cuba is in the house. Nice. We got another fragrance reviewer. Anyone can create a cloying fragrance. Elena's ghostly frags are on a completely different skill level. And I agree with Eugene there. And it's not just being transparent just to be light, just to be fresh. There's a lot of depth to the light fragrances. And he takes some notes, some things like, in Santal Masoya, he utilizes Masoya bark. And, Masoya bark's actually fairly loud. And the way he blended it makes it very transparent and doesn't take over the fragrance. It has a very milky feel to the fragrance. Obviously, sandalwood does that too, but the Masoya is doing that, utilizing a lactone. It's very interesting. The more you know about fragrances, the more you start appreciating artwork. And I'm not saying I'm at the pinnacle of learning about fragrances. I continue to learn. And sometimes the less I know, the better it is. And I'm at that part of my journey, and I've been at that part of my journey for the past 5 years or so, that I'm at that point that I can still appreciate designer fragrances. And some people don't, and that's okay. But I still appreciate everything that's being released. I don't look at a scent I was having a conversation with a fellow fragrance reviewer, and he was saying that the Amouage latest releases, as far as compounds go, they're going very cheap. But I'm not looking at price point of the compounds they're utilizing. I'm not at that point yet in my journey that I care about that. I actually just smell it and I envision what I'm envisioning. So it might smell cheap to him because he knows how much it's costing them to build it. For me, I'm not there yet. I smell what I smell. Does it smell cheap to me? No, it actually smells very nice. It smells like something I haven't smelled in a designer game. So it's rather unique to me, and I appreciate it way more than that fragrance reviewer. That fragrance reviewer actually panned it. So that's where I like to be in my journey. And I don't think I want to go to the next level, because I think I'm going to start to perhaps not like designers at all, and then start being very judgmental about niche fragrances and the pricing. So there's that fine line. Do I think Pure Malt has a chance? I don't know what's going to win Mark Madness, right? I don't know what you guys are going to vote. It's interesting though. I'm having fun with it, but I'm excited to actually put it in the back there and start working on building my channel in a different manner. So we'll see. Montreal crew, check it in. What's going on? My thoughts on Tom Ford Val d'Essence and Val de Bois. That is a line that I really do want to check out. I hear through the grapevine, I might be wrong, that they might be canning those Vaer fragrances. So I kind of want to get my hands on them before they go. They may not be any good, but I do want to check out the green line before it does go. Gets discontinued. Super pricey on eBay. Then I got blind buy it. I'd rather just buy it on Tom Ford, $200, give or take, for the 50 mil, and go along my day. Might be good, it might not. Cuban Groove, Zial will win Mark Madness. Yeah, probably. If you're a betting man, I'd put money on Zial. My favorite Histoire de Parfum, Abraham, by far. I haven't checked out the whole line, but Abram is just Amr 114 too, but Abram is 100% my favorite. Have I changed my mind about Guerlain's Ship Fatale? No, I have not. Not yet. But that fragrance hasn't gone into testing phase yet with me. So I haven't really had a chance to be really, I don't want to call it intimate, but just be like one-on-one with that fragrance, really test it for a fragrance review. And that's where it's going to make or break that fragrance. Current frequent vanilla rotation. What I'm wearing vanilla based right now, I'm Spiritueuse du Reveni by Guerlain. That's my benchmark for vanillas. And I've been wearing it. It's actually going to make my top 20 winter for sure. Heard rumors about Pure Malt being castrated. Abram, there you go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Unique question. Best cheapy artistic frag for me, the Dreamer. Best cheapy artistic. I want to go with, I think this is, some people will probably call this on me, but the Encre Noire series. And not that it's artistic, but it is. It's a very straightforward fragrance, Encre Noire. But as far as pricing goes and unique to the designer game, I would have to go with that. You're looking at what, $25 Canadian, maybe for a bottle of Encre Noire. And you can't beat that as far as artistic wise. There's nothing really that competes with it in the designer game. And that's mainstream. Really like Encre Noire. Narciso de Rodriguez for him. Eau de Toilette is another one. I wouldn't really consider that a cheapie because it's still relatively pricey. But those are fairly artistic, but fairly simple as compositions, but very, as the imagery goes, is very unique to me. And that's my personal taste, right? And I really think that those were releases that were more artistic, way more artistic as far as bottle presentation, the color of the bottle, the name of the fragrance. Well, not necessarily Rodriguez for him, Encre Noire, more the name, but you look at the bottle of Encre Noire, very artistic. It really goes as black ink. Makes you think about that, the cap and just the name and everything. Narciso de Rodriguez, it's more about the gray color of the bottle. The bottle's beautiful. But not only that, but it just reminds you that musk is simply outstanding in that fragrance. So those are two fragrances that I feel are very artistic. Really, I wouldn't say cheapies. Encre Noire, yeah, of course, but Narciso Rodriguez, no. So those would be my picks, I guess. Tom Ford Lost Cherry. Haven't smelt it. It is in the Fragrance X database. And I was waiting for them to release it so I can just blind buy it. I do have to get in touch with the owner because I'm like, it's in there. Can I get a bottle now? Because I'm waiting. So we'll see. But I'll wait. Whoa. Who's the nose behind Spice Bomb Extreme? I don't know on top of my head, Eugene. I got Fragrantica right in front of me. I don't know if it has it. Probably not. That's probably why you're asking. Yeah. Yeah, no idea. I would assume. I don't know if I said it in my fragrance review because I've had reviewed it. I just don't know if I said it or not. If I didn't say it in my fragrance review, you're probably not going to find it online because I definitely do my research. So, you boycotted Guerlain. They're owned by Louis Vuitton now, so it doesn't really matter what the Guerlains think about anything. They're not family owned anymore. Yeah, I panned it on my review. That's true, and that was only because I was pissed because I didn't buy Chypre Fatale. I bought Gourmand Coquet, and I got that bottle instead of Gourmand Coquet, and I was pissed. I didn't care how good that fragrance was. It wasn't as good as Gourmand Coquet. Have I ever loved the scent on first sniff, only later to hate it? I know the other way around it has happened with my taste evolving. I don't remember. See, what happens with me with a lot of fragrances that I absolutely love is that they kind of go down the rating scale in regards to how I always really appreciate a fragrance during my journey. So if I love it, case in point, Le Male, right? I absolutely love Le Male, but the longer I'm in this journey, the more I know why I appreciate it and more why I loved it at the time. Obviously, with my palate now, is Le Male the best thing since sliced bread? No, no, but my history with the fragrance makes it go up a little bit, and everybody has their history with certain fragrances. There's fragrances like Boss Bottled. Some people think it's junk. Well, for me, I have that history with it, and that's the important part of fragrances too. You can't forget the journey that you've had with the fragrance. And maybe I give it more marks because it was a signature scent for me for so many years, and it's been so successful for me. And again, I was a teenager, and it was getting me compliments and stuff like that, and that's where I was in my journey. And I always have that special place in my heart. So, yeah, if you rewind to that time, yeah, Boss Bottled could do no wrong. But now I know better. I still like it, and I do. Out of default, it's the best Hugo Boss fragrance out of default because they have a pretty shitty lineup, honestly. Same with Le Male, Jean Paul Gaultier. They don't really have any really great releases. Le Male is very, very interesting release. It's more than what it's known for as a clubbing fragrance. It's very interesting. Very versatile as a scent, so I appreciate it for what it is. But I've never really loved a fragrance and then just hated it. I don't think I've ever done that. There's lull points on some fragrances. Some fragrances, a lot of gourmand fragrances, hit. If you wear them too much, they hit a high for you, and you're almost on a sugar high that you're just like, shit, I can't wear this anymore. One of those fragrances that has done this a lot to a lot of people, including myself, is New Harlem. It's really, really good, but it's very sugary, but it's really good, and it'll blow your socks off, and then you can't stand the fragrance anymore. You've worn it too much. But then you return to it 2 years later, and you're just like, wow, this is a great fragrance for what it is. So, yeah. Yeah, Hugo Boss dressed the Nazis. Oh, there we go. There's the Lost Cherry Dr. Pepper. I love Cherry Dr. Pepper. Best by Killian. Back to Black has that attachment to me because it's the first one that I've smelled by Killian. I don't hold by Killian in high regard as a brand. I really feel like they're expensive just because. So as far as price point and as far as artistic qualities or as far as a high-end niche and line, they're very disappointing as a brand. So by Killian, some people absolutely love them, but for me, what's going on, Chris Sets? All right, so we're just gonna do. I think we're just gonna do another 10 minutes here, and then I'm gonna peace out. I've been doing this for quite a while. I don't even know how long it is. If you haven't already, I got 7 thumbs down on this. Like, who's hating? I've been on here for 2.5 hours, so I'm just going to give it another 10 minutes, make it 2.5 straight. It's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Apparently 7 people don't like my live, so at least we can get 100 likes on here. I'd like that, because we got like a whole bunch of thumbs down for some reason. People hating, man. Now, that's the one thing, right? You hating on somebody that's putting their time in for something. I'm not getting paid for this live chat. I'm enjoying myself with, talking to you guys about fragrances and just, shooting the shit. And some people got to be hating on a fragrance reviewer. Why? So dumb. Well, thank you everybody that did hit the like button on here. We've passed the 100, so I'm happy now. Can you tell Fragrance X to get the Autumn Parfum? I don't know what happened to Notino, but DHP is still sold in Europe. I can only make suggestions. Their owner is a great gentleman. He's a fan of my work, and that's why we work together, which is awesome. He loves watching my reviews, so it's very much a privilege for me. And the one great thing about it is that we do have some great back and forth in regards to what they can carry. And I give him some suggestions, lightly, of course, it's his business. So, yeah, DHP would be a great seller for them. So I try to give them ideas of new brands they can put on their website and things like that. So I can always, of course, approach them on that. Depends on a supplier, though. So we'll see. I can always put one in. DHP is a great fragrance, and it'll probably sell quite well on his site. If you could only keep 2 fragrances, GIT and Putnam is for me. That's a loaded question. I really can't answer that. I don't know. Somebody asked about newly released MFKs. Yeah, I wouldn't have a chance to smell them. Where do you acquire Guerlain, Laude, La Matière in Quebec? The only store seems to be in Toronto. You can't get them in Quebec from what I know. I might be wrong. Toronto would be the only place. Best rose fragrance. And I'm still discovering a lot of rose-based fragrances. Rose 31 comes to mind, but there's so much more. And I still need to discover a lot of the best ones. So I feel like it would be an incomplete answer. But right off the top of my head, here's Rose 31's pretty good by Le Labo. Next Aqua Allegoria purchase. I'm trying to stay away from their heavy floral ones. I'm trying to go with the more citrus-based ones. So we'll see which one. There's definitely going to be one this year, at least one. Another purchase, because I like that line. I just like the pricing and the simplicity of them. They're really fragrances that I like to wear in the office, actually. So I'm probably going to get another one, but I got to do my research because I haven't smelt them. It would have to be a blind buy. We'll see. Favorite YSL fragrance? M7? Probably. Have I tried Banana Republic? Nope. I can tell you right there. Just joined. Hey, Jim, what's going on? I'm just leaving, but well, you can join in for the next 5 minutes there. Most overrated Creed? Overrated Aventus. That's an easy one. You'd like to see a collaboration with me and Eugene. Well, myself and Eugene are talking. We'll get something going for you guys, but I certainly appreciate his nose. I'm very jealous of his Getaway lineup, his Chanel's. I think he has quite a bit of Frederick Malls, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm jealous about his Getaway lineup, though. That is something that I would definitely purchase or get. You just get $25. What the fuck? Mysterium. I just got a $25 donation. I don't know where that goes, but thank you. And I will answer your question. What is your favorite tobacco vanilla-esque fragrance? Herod. Tobacco and vanilla. The one that comes to mind is the original tobacco vanilla. Herod, I didn't like it. Really didn't. I need to give it another chance, but when I first smelt it, I didn't really like it. So obviously, for now, I'm trying to think of a tobacco and vanilla based scent that would be better than tobacco vanilla, and I can't think of one right now. Pure Havana is not better than tobacco vanilla to me. I think Spice Bomb has it, but I don't like that. It's not on the same level. I'd have to go tobacco vanilla for now. Is Notino coming back to the US? I don't think so. I think they're done. I think you can let go of Notino. My thoughts on Creed Green Valley. It's actually coming up for review. Well, not soon, but it's on the list. It's actually right there, so that means it's close. But it's part of the three-headed green monster from Creed, which I like to call it, and one of the better ones. It steals quite a bit from certain Creeds. It's well blended, well done. I highly recommend Green Valley. Okay, just a couple more minutes. I still can't believe Mysterium gave me $24.99. Don't throw money at me, bro. I appreciate it, but no need to do that. But thank you so much. Herod is good, but it's not that amazing. Tabarouche, yeah. Does Fragrance X carry Comme des Garçons? Yes, they do. Not too many. I've been wanting a few Comme des Garçons, and they're very slow. Like I've asked them for. I asked for Wonderwood, and they have it in stock, but then they pull it out of stock. They don't have too many, but they do have a few. All right. Well, I'm about to let you guys go. Just wanted to say thanks to everybody. Obviously, Mysterium giving me $24.99. don't know where that came from, but thank you for the donation. Please, certainly appreciate it, but please don't throw any money at me. I'm not here for money, so but I certainly appreciate it. It's very generous. Thank you, everybody that tuned in for 2 hours and 30 minutes of this. 100 and some people watching the whole way. It's very humbling. I didn't think so many people would be watching me, but I'm not doing a spin, by the way. That's BS. Wrong channel. But thank you so much for the support on the channel. And I can't wait to give you guys some more content. Hopefully soon. Cartwheel maybe one day. But keep it tuned in on my channel. I got a few things on the go. I got my first impression of Follow by Kerosene coming up. That one's ready to go, ready to shoot. So that's probably my next thing I'm going to shoot is my first impression on that one. Coffee Based Scent by Kerosene. One of his best. So keep it tuned in for that one. I'm hopeful to get that after the weekend to you guys, or maybe on the weekend. I got my top 20 winters. Both, I know that it's some parts of your country may not be, or in the smack dab of winter right now. So it's a good time for me to release it. So I got my top 20 designer niche that are both done. I've written them. The bottles are out. They're in my fragrance reviewing room right now. They do take a long time to shoot the top 20s because it's obviously 40 bottles. So that is coming up. I got a fragrance review on Fig by Monday Nod coming up. That's going to be my next fragrance review on my channel. And then my next fragrance reviews after that, I'm currently working on this one, of course, Atomic Essence, my first Atomic Essence fragrance review on my channel, which is going to be Santalma Soya from Jean-Claude Elena. I can't wait to review that. The next one after that is this popular hype beast EDG Profumo. I am going to pan the shit out of it, by the way. So anybody that likes that, sorry. And then this one's next, which, yeah, that one's going to be fun too. So I'm going to be losing probably an approximation of 300 to 400 subscribers in the next coming weeks because of those 2 reviews. The juice is not ready. Maximum. There we go. So anyway, thank you everybody. Have a good night. I hopefully maybe I'll do another one of these live ones maybe this weekend. We'll see what my time constraints are. I really do like to do that. Do these for you guys, and I like answering some questions and stuff. So it's kind of fun for me. So again, have a good night. Thank you so much for the support, and see you on the other side.